For Comedy Hype News, I'm Tatiana LaJoy. Last month, we said goodbye to one of the most beloved Black sitcoms, Insecure. What made this show so successful was its ability to make us laugh, cry, and yell all in 30 minutes. This show was not just hilarious entertainment, but it also provides teachable moments that make us start conversations that are relatable for people of all ages and ethnicities. Remember when Molly dumped a guy because a man gave him oral sex in college? This brought about conversations of homophobia that many people weren't ready for. Situations like this inspire social debates that allow us to flesh out ideas and translate them into lessons. The relationships on this show inspired debates since they were so layered and complex. Issa and Molly have been considered friendship goals by many viewers of the HBO hit show. Watching their dynamic over the 5 seasons of Insecure is part of what made this sitcom so engaging. They are a stunning example of the complexities of female bonds that we don't get to see on TV too often. This is why audiences were shocked when the opening of season 4 featured Issa on the phone saying that she doesn't F with Molly anymore. So many questions formed in fans' minds as to when, where, and how this fallout could happen. The demise of their friendship was slow and painful as we could see the tension building between Issa and Molly through passive-aggressive behavior. That tension eventually erupted into a huge fight, which resulted in them deciding to end their friendship. The divide between Issa and Molly also created a divide between fans as Team Molly and Team Issa formed. Molly especially received a lot of backlash from fans who saw her as being the reason why the friendship ended in season 4, since she wasn't as forthcoming as Issa was to mending the friendship. In general, it seems like Issa tends to be the bigger person and shrug off Molly's disrespect, but taking a deeper look at their relationship over the seasons brings the realization that Issa is not as innocent as she seems. Here's why Issa is low-key the toxic friend on Insecure. Over the seasons, both Molly and Issa have evolved. In season 1, Molly is a very successful woman. She is beautiful, intelligent, has a very good job, and seems to have it all together, except for her love life. Issa, on the other hand, was unorganized, messy, in a 5-year struggling relationship, and had a job that she wasn't happy with. In later seasons, we see the tables start to turn as Issa has more success in her career, makes healthier decisions in her love life, and gains more confidence. Molly finds a love with Andrew, aka Asian Bae, and we see her have serious issues at work. Although they evolved individually, their relationship didn't. The gaslighting and passive-aggressive comments are consistent throughout the show without any real confrontation. The stagnation in their relationship showed a lack of emotional maturity on both ends. Passive-aggressive behavior. According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, passive-aggressive behavior is defined as being marked by or displaying behavior characterized by the expression of negative feelings, resentment, and aggression in an unassertive, passive way, as through procrastination and stubbornness. Most of us can recall a time that we have been passive-aggressive towards someone in our life, whether that be a coworker, a friend, or family member. Passive-aggressive people will regularly reject the requests or demands from individuals, often by procrastinating, displaying sullen behavior, or acting stubborn. These characteristics manifested in Molly and Issa's friendship when they would have their times of disagreement and rain-check the confrontation. We see this in season 4 when Issa and Molly went grocery shopping and they had a disagreement instigated by Issa judging Molly for wanting to invite her new boyfriend home for Thanksgiving. Instead of them talking it out right then, they decided to talk about it another time. Waiting to talk out their issues caused Molly to bottle her emotions, which inevitably led to the infamous explosive breakup scene in season 4, episode 5, when Molly confronted Issa about going behind her back to use her boyfriend's music connections to book a performer for her block party. Selfish. Issa showed that she was a selfish friend. Molly said she didn't want to ask Andrew to help Issa get a headliner for her block party because she wanted to establish boundaries between her friendships and relationships. At the end of the day, Issa showcased the non-existent boundaries she has with Molly by going behind her back and asking Andrew for help through Nathan when she could have communicated that strategy with Molly first. Team Issa said that Molly was a bad friend for picking Andrew over Issa, but whenever an opportunity arose where Issa had to choose between any of her friends and a man, the man was always the priority. Bad priorities. Issa showed that she was a bad friend by consistently putting her romantic endeavors over her platonic relationships. We've all either been guilty of this ourselves or been upset with a friend who did it to us. When the girls went to Coachella, Issa ditched her friends when they were all high out of their minds. She made her friends go out to the party, hang out with Nathan's friends, and take drugs. Then she ditched them. It's pretty bad to amp your friends up about a girl's weekend and then make it all about a guy. Also, Issa said she planned that outing for Tiffany, who was pregnant at the time. If she really wanted to make Tiffany feel included, why not plan something that she would actually enjoy sober? Let's also not forget in the very first episode when Molly confided in Issa about her dating issues and her insecurities behind guys not wanting to stick around. A few days later, Issa convinces Molly to go out with her to cheer her up since she was upset, but really she just needed a wingman so she could see Daniel. Then at the club, she performed a rap song and an open mic dissing Molly. When Molly voiced her opinion, Issa lied and downplayed the situation. Molly forgave her for the broken pussy stunt so easily. Would Issa have done the same if the tables were reversed? Also, in their fight in the car, Molly clearly said, "My dating problems are bringing me real pain, and it hurts me when you joke about that." Despite that, Issa is still making jokes. This shows how she doesn't really care about helping Molly with her issues, but is just interested in how messy it is. This is textbook passive-aggressive behavior where someone takes advantage of your insecurities and throws it in your face subliminally. Issa has never gone out of her way to comfort Molly. She is the fun friend who you can depend on for a good time, but not much else. Uses friends to own advantage. In the block party fight, Molly accused Issa of being a user because she feels like Issa only comes to her when she's in trouble or in some drama. When Issa called Molly, she probably expected them to talk about their issues, but Issa asked for a favor instead, passively avoiding conflict and making Molly feel used. Although Issa and Daniel weren't necessarily friends, we have to address how she treated him after staying over his house for free and getting an attitude about his generosity. She was okay with using Daniel for a place to stay and potentially ruining a casual relationship he had with another girl, but once he admitted he still had feelings for Issa, she bounced quickly. It's understandable that Molly wants to have a separation between her friendship and relationship since Issa is always on time to let Molly know when she's going to fuck up a relationship. How is this fair when Issa screws the security guy for weed and Molly said nothing about it? Molly will question Issa to make her reflect on her choices, but she won't throw insensitive jokes in her face. Team Issa went hard on Molly in season 4, calling her selfish and narcissistic. But to play devil's advocate, even though Molly may have overreacted in the block party, things were bottled up for a while. The buildup was Issa's passive-aggressive jokes, blowing off Thanksgiving, asking her friend for a favor when she knows they're on bad terms without addressing it first, and then making matters worse by still getting Andrew's help behind Molly's back. While people are Team Issa and Team Molly, Ray noted in an interview that she isn't asking fans to keep a record of each friend's missteps, but she does encourage them to rewatch the show and check the heat on that stir-fry. Ray noted that her character isn't blameless in the situation, especially because she didn't respect Molly's boundaries when it came to her relationship. Ray admitted that it's time for the pair to figure out two things: how did we get here, and who am I without this person? At the end of season 4, Issa and Molly made amends after her breakup with Andrew. We didn't get to see how this conversation played out, but we know that in season 5, Molly and Issa resolved their issues, and the situation seemed to make their friendship even stronger. This reconciliation was made possible through Molly's initiation of an assumed healthy and transparent conversation, something she had been waiting for Issa to initiate. Although she's low-key toxic, we still love Issa D. We're just calling a spade a spade. Issa's character is the black version of the free-spirited, outgoing, funny, and messy white girl who stars in countless TV shows and movies. Many of her qualities were honestly very relatable, and that may be the reason why her toxicity was overlooked by the people on Team Issa. Let us know in the comments if you agree that Issa is low-key the most toxic friend on Insecure. Stay up to date with the latest news and comedy by subscribing here to our YouTube channel, and follow Comedy Hype across all social media, and look out for original content on our new streaming service at comedyhype.com. For Comedy Hype News, I'm Tatiana LaJoy.